How you going, everyone? Dusty Bogan here. Happy Cheap Tuesday. I hope you all had your KFC, cracked a nice cold beer. How you going, Timmy?
Hey, I'm going good, thanks. Ready for, as we've promoted it, a joint WilmsFront episode. Very unorthodox, and well, you use StreamYard, and I still use XSplit for my regular WilmsFront shows. I've explained in my introduction that I recorded earlier that's going to be played when I upload this to the Tim Wilms main channel, because the only way we could do this is stream to your Dusty Bogan channel and the Unshackled main channel, which means both channels are monetized. We can compete for super chats. So please watch the show on the Unshackled YouTube and send through your super chats there.
You're stealing all my super chats, bro. I'll do a beer bong, and then you get fucking paid for it. Nah. You're living the dream, Tim.
Well, there's still maybe you can offer that as an exclusive for your super chatters. A bit of
yeah. If you shout me a bloody super chat, I'll do a beer bong. There you go.
A bit of live prostitution, somewhat.
It's all right. I'm hitting new lows every fucking show, Tim. I'm telling you.
Hey, when people go low, you go lower. I mean, we're up against Married at First Sight, aren't we? I mean, that's
that's
low.
right. We're like, we're not that low, Tim. We're like fucking way up here, bro, compared to that shit. That's what I said to you. I was like, Tim, usually I do my show 5:30, and I'm like, brother, I'm cutting into your airtime. You're like, let's just dual stream it.
Yeah, because as I explained to my viewers, Due De Boer, who I do Trans Tasman Talk with, we're having a poll at the moment. Should we keep the name of Trans Tasman Talk, because some are quite triggered by the trans in it, or should we change it to Trad Tasman Talk?
Yeah, bro, Trad Tasman Talk sounds good.
I did notice Sky News today, because she's in the Pacific Islands, Jacinda Ardern, about because climate net zero emissions by 2050 is in the news again. Albanese, or as Paul Murray calls him, Each Way Elbow. I think Elbow's going to snap soon and said, "Stop calling me Each Way Elbow. I'm sick of it."
Didn't Mark Latham say it will like cut the GDP by 25% if we cut all bloody, if we implement bloody Elbow's bloody plan?
Well, it's net zero emissions. It's not zero emissions by 2050. So it means that you can have carbon emissions, but you've got to
offset it.
Offset it. So maybe plant a few more trees.
1 billion trees, Tim. There'll be fucking trees everywhere. We'll trade in the. Is grass produce more oxygen than trees, or what? I heard someone say some shit like that.
Anxious Aussie has said in my chat, apparently it is a special WilmsFront. Not sure what the topic actually is. Well, we're just going to go through how your show normally works. Cheap Tuesday, you don't have a newspaper anymore where you're just flicking through what's in the thing. You've got your article list, and as I've said to many people privately, I've been avoiding the news cycle this week, just because there's been so many horrendous stories that have been politicized, which just makes them even worse. And so I've been putting off doing another WilmsFront, because it's like, how do I approach? Obviously, there was that tragic murder-suicide, domestic violence in Brisbane. There was last Monday on Four Corners, the St. Kevin's Catholic boys grooming Four Corners episode, and then of course there's been that viral video of that 9-year-old Indigenous boy crying about being bullied, and they've all been politicized, and you just know what you say about it's going to be taken out of context, which is probably it's good to come on with you and break the ice because you're very laid back.
Yeah, I've had the same feeling. I'm just like reading all these articles and I'm thinking it's just, I like to have a laugh, and I'd hate to feel like have to talk about this shit. You know what I mean? Like, let the mainstream vultures go and fucking talk about it, and they like, you know, get all that advertisement money, make all the fucking dollars off people's miseries. You know what I mean? But I kind of feel like I can chuck in my 2 cents on the matters, but you know, fuck, I've known people to fucking murder people. I know guys who have tried to murder their own families. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen this. I've seen Aboriginal kids like that kid in my youth group when I volunteered for 8 years. Like, it's real shit, you know. And the mainstream media want to throw in that 2 cents, but I don't know if they're like living in the fucking suburbs where this shit happens. You know what I mean?
Well, it's the keyboard warriors. Well, a lot of them, they don't leave their homes, but they've got an opinion on everything, and believe that they're expert on it. What's the expression? Opinions are a lot like arseholes. Everyone's got one.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Like, I thought when I seen that little kid and I seen his little rant about ScoMo, and I thought, I think I had dudes at work telling me blah, 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 blah. And I just said, when I was a youth leader in a NALA for 8 years, right, I would go down the skate park and all of them talk like that. The black ones and the white ones. And like, you know what? It's easy to fucking whinge about a kid like that, but unless you want to go volunteer at a youth group and fucking help that kid out, like, I kind of feel like saying shut the fuck up, because I've seen that. I've seen it. I've seen kids speaking like that, spent 8 years with them, and they're fucking working, finished school, got jobs, living a great life, and they're not assholes, you know. And the list goes on. I could chip in on all this shit, but
a lot of the op-eds are being written by, well, some are experts in the area, but some are experts in studying it from an academic perspective, which means they're not, as you say, like on the front line, seeing this sort of stuff in real life.
It's so funny. Go down to your local skate park, like, and plus, and the thing is, man, like, yeah, just because the kid's Aboriginal, you're going to get little bogan kids. And if you ask them about politics, it doesn't matter who the Prime Minister is. They're probably going to be like, fuck Bill Shorten or fuck ScoMo. They don't even know what they're talking about. I've seen it and heard it all before.
Well, I'm talking about these 3 stories in general: the murder-suicide, this Aboriginal boy being bullied, and the St. Kevin's grooming scandal. That, just that, as I said before, there's the actual experts, there's the so-called experts who study it from an academic point of view. They're called ivory tower academics, and then of course there's the ideologues on social media who just basically get the facts they want to suit their political agenda.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, that's the thing, like, I get them 2 perspectives, and then I think my perspective as someone who volunteered for fucking 10 years in a local church, and I'm telling you, bro, you deal with people who are, these scenarios are not, they happen, man. I've fucking experienced, like, I don't know, a lot of these stories, I could tell you, are quite personal for people I know. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
This shit
and
happens.
yeah,
Like this shit
yeah.
happens more often than you think in your local communities. You know, and funny thing is that, you know, these are the cases where it happens, and so many people have fucking been on the verge of snapping, or kids like that mouthing off. Like, if every time I was a youth leader, every Friday night for 8 years or 10 years, brother, I could have whipped the camera out and you would have been like, these little darlings shouldn't be saying that. And like, this isn't a church.
Well, obviously, the murder suicide in Brisbane has got a lot of attention. There was even a minute silence in the Parliament, but there's, as a lot of people have dug out, there's so many of these family domestic violence incidents that have occurred in the past year, and there's, if you watch the 6 p.m. news every night, whether it be 7 or 9 news, it's just an endless parade of violence and crime. It's quite horrific, and you know that the people on Twitter, they don't watch that. They just sort of see a few here and there. But yeah, as you said, this shit happens all the time. And when I say that, I mean it's really awful shit. I'm not being dismissive of it at all. Because the reason why I say that is Mark Riley, the Channel 7 political reporter, tried to imply that Tony Abbott, when he was in Iraq talking about soldier deaths, Tony Abbott said, you know, there's obviously a lot of shit that happens, and Mark Riley accused him of diminishing this death, and Tony Abbott, of course, took extreme umbrage in that. You've taken this out of context, and then Tony Abbott, he just froze up because he probably wanted to punch Mark Riley. He's just nodding, and Mark Riley's like, "You're not saying anything, Tony."
Go talk to your local paramedic or school teacher or local cop, and you ask them how often this shit happens. You know what I mean? And they're like fake news, these fake news bullshit artists who just want to cash in and make $1 out of these fucking tragedies.
Yeah, and use it to fit their political agenda, narrative. Like, I haven't wanted to get into that.
And I've dragged you into it, Tim. I've dragged you into it. No.
But you're not being a reactionary about this. You're being a realist that... Yeah, there's obviously we're lucky to live in Australia, one of the safest and most advanced countries in the world, but there still is a lot of dysfunction. We're a nation of 25 million people. Obviously, you and me, we've been blessed in life that we've had good upbringings, supportive families, but not everyone's so lucky. And yeah, what happened last week in all three situations, it's not an isolated incident. You shouldn't just get outraged over one particular one. It happens all the time, and it requires not just, we've got to call this out. I remember Anthony Albanese, he said on Insiders this Sunday about the murder-suicide, we've got to call this out for what it is, a brutal murder. Yes, it was a murder, but... What's that? That's not a practical solution. And then there's been talk about having a national summit on domestic violence. What's the talk fest going to do? Like, this whole thing there with having all these royal commissions, summits, emergencies, you know, the climate emergency. It's just basically virtue signaling to say, yes, we're taking this seriously. How about actually putting in, and it's hard to both come up with both policy proposals, implement solutions. The reason why a lot of people just put hashtags online, and I did think, and I'm going to have a go at the people who's supposedly on our side, the stupid hashtag "not all men" was trending. Of course, it's not all men. I didn't feel that.
This is a story, bro. Very fucking similar to the guy who murdered his family, right? Fiji made a mine. I won't say his name. His parents got divorced. His dad, could no longer live at the home. His dad came home with a butcher knife, tried to murder his mum and his 3 siblings, right? He wakes up in the middle of the night. saves his mum and brothers and sisters. Got stabbed all over his body, man. Almost got murdered himself. Then his dad left the home and killed himself. This is true. This is a true story, bro. Then I got my mate a job. He moved into my house. He lived with me for 6 months after this. And like that's real shit, man. So yeah, not all men. Okay, well here's a man who did that. Here's another man who saved his mother and his siblings. And guess what? Guess what my mate said at his dad's funeral? He said, "I love you, Dad, and I forgive you." And that's what a man. That's what a fucking man is. Because I don't know. For me, I'm like, brother, you were like a real hero. You saved your family. You haven't held a grudge. You're saying how you love and forgive your father. I was like, brother, that is unbelievable. Yeah, you don't fucking hear that shit.
Christian, yeah. That was the case with the drink driving tragedy in Oatlands, which was about 3 weeks ago now, where those 4 children were killed by a drunk driver who was well over the limit, and the mother said, "I don't hate him. I forgive him." And the funeral at the Our Lady of Lebanon church was very human. This tragedy, it brought out the best in the community. And sometimes, obviously, a tragedy is horrible and you grieve, but sometimes it can bring people closer, a tragedy, but other times it can tear communities and the nation apart.
Oh, that's right. And like it's another thing with the like little Aboriginal kid. And I think it's like all connected. All this stuff is connected in the sense. This is the sense that I believe. When this kid, obviously he's saying what he's saying. To me, it seems like who's talking about, I don't know, forgiveness or reconciliation between Aboriginals and settlers, you know what I mean? How come the kid hasn't been taught? There's no forgiveness. There's just bitterness, anger. Brother, I don't want to live my life like that.
Yeah, and this is what I feel that the left, in their hijacking of Indigenous affairs and welfare, and when I say the left, I'm talking about a lot of white liberals as well. They want to basically drum into and teach the next generation of Aboriginal children to hate white people, hate white Australia, hate society in general. That's what they want to teach to them, and that's horrible. That is, you talk about childhood indoctrination. I mean, there's talks about they've spoken about in the past, so they should take away children from racist parents, but this is the exact same thing.
It's exactly the same, Tim. I just could not. Oh, bro, growing up in New Zealand, right? My family my mum's a first generation Irish. Her parents, my grandparents are Irish. And no joke, bro, the whole family were being like, fuck the English, all this stuff. We want a free island, all this. When I went and said I'm going to become an Australian citizen, my Irish family said they'll disown me because I have to say a pledge to the Queen or some shit. So I grew up with people telling me to hate fucking English people too. And I did not. I was like, you're a bunch of fucking idiots. That's what I thought. And I'd get on the piss with my Irish cousins and just be like, brother, this is ridiculous. Like, the hatred is just, I want nothing to do with it. In fact, I'm proud of Australia. I'm proud of New Zealand. I'm proud of Britain. When Brexit happened, I'm like, yes, thank God.
How is I think you gave a brief summary of it last week, but since this is going live to WilmsFront audience as well, what is the status of your citizenship quest? Because you can still be deported at any time if you.
I know.
If you pour concrete on a person in a rage, you get the boot back to New Zealand.
I know. God. I know. I really want to become a citizen because it's just like, I don't know. Anything can happen. You know what I mean? And you could be on the wrong side of the law. Not that whatever. You get in a fight, it goes the wrong way, whatever. I don't know. But I applied for my citizenship. It was just before Australia Day or January last year. And I haven't heard a word from them, Tim. Nothing.
You probably need to be a bit more persistent, is the term.
Yeah, I think I got an email actually like 4 months ago, and it was just like, your request is being, lodged or something.
So yeah,
so I'm just like,
how long does it have to go through some sort of computer program, or are they still using pen and pencil?
This is the efficiency of our government, brother. You know what I mean? It's amazing. All your taxpayers' dollars. Takes 10 people to shuffle through the paperwork, pass it to the next guy. Just goes around in circles for about a year and a half, I think.
Well, before we leave,
someone said, just get a good suntan, Dusty. I know. I'll grow my big beard and get a tan, and then I'll reapply. Change my name to something,
You're in Queensland, so just lay out in the sun every.
Oh no! Fuck. I poured that
weekend.
slab. Did you see? I don't know if you followed last Saturday. I poured a slab of concrete for like a local food bank. It was, and I didn't have my shirt on, and bloody hell, my back got sunburnt to the max. I reckon I'm a few shades darker.
Although to get the what is that the tan line that a lot of women do this.
The mankini tan line, bro. Should have just slapped the mankini on and get out there.
Get a secluded area in your backyard. Just take it all off and tan all over.
Yeah, mate. Get one of the solarium sunbeds are illegal now, so there's no hope of that. I can't even. That'll be the end of me, bro. I'll be like, look, mate, I tried to get a tan so I could get my citizenship, and then they'll deport me for public nudity in my backyard. And, I tried to go to the solarium, but they're illegal. I'm getting screwed over fucking everywhere, mate.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting magistrate court's appearance.
Yeah. I'll say my mate, Tim, I'll blame it on you, bro. I'll say my mate, Tim, told me to do it. He said it was a good idea.
I incited you.
This is the evidence I'm going to use in court.
Well, we just talked about how governments are inefficient. Would this really be a priority for them?
Oh, mate. It is, because didn't we have have a beer on me? Did that come through on my side or your side?
It came through on my side. Have a beer on me from Harry Reich. So.
I'm having a beer bong for you anyway, Tim. Let's do it. I'm bringing beer bongs to the WilmsFront.
What about, you said last week that because you're trying to increase your fertility, that you've got to cut down on the beers.
Fuck, and then the temptation came and I just couldn't handle it, brother. I was like, I'm going to have to cut back on the KFC. And Cheap Tuesday rolled around and I was like, fuck, I couldn't do it. I think I need to fast. Generally, my trick is I'll fast for 3 days. Like, I just won't eat anything. And for some reason, it, like, reboots me. And then I feel like my addiction to alcohol and food just, like, disappears for a while. Not forever, but... This beer bong's for your super chat, Timmy.
Yeah, I don't have any here. Yeah, I've just got the Coke here. I'm a bit of a foodaholic at the moment. I've always loved food, but I do manage to be restrained most of the time so I don't balloon. Like I did get up to 95 kilos probably around, was that 2015? Then I lost 25 kilos, went down to 70. I'm probably about halfway in between now. But some people, they're just born with, it's not so much the metabolism, but they're just not hungry all the time. They just don't need to eat much.
Yeah, I'm 98 kilos, so I think I haven't put on any weight since high school. I'm just being like consistent. I can eat shit, drink beer. I'm all good, but like I'm a concreter.
Yeah, a lot of that would be muscle as well. That's not fat.
And
That's
I eat, man, like so much. At Smoko and lunch, we're like, boof, boof, boof. Just if my missus rings me, I'm like, I'm eating. I'll call
Did you say
after.
meeting or eating?
I'm eating, like, you know, I'm just like, nah, I need to eat, woman.
An eating meeting.
Yeah, that's it.
Mm.
Sit there and steal each other's lunch. Just be like, what do you got? No.
This is like, because this is unusual for a WilmsFront episode. This is now turning into, what is it? Basically a combination of The View and small talk.
Yeah. With a dynamic duo, mate. We'll get both of our channels shut down just for joking around, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I saw you earlier. You did, yeah, KFC. What's the deal? It's
9 pieces of chicken for $10.95 every Tuesday. Cheap Tuesday.
I've got the KFC app. I got $10 tenders for $10. But I'm like you, nothing beats original recipe, the 12 secret herbs and spices.
I love KFC, man. I swear to God, like I feel addicted to our fast food, man. I'm trying to limit myself to one fast food meal a week. You know what I mean? I'm trying to work out, trying to look after myself. And then every day, like the boys at work, we all eat cheap Tuesday KFC. So it's like we knock off work and it's like my mouth's watering. I'm going into Smoko like first break and my mouth's watering. I'm just like, oh, I'm fucking so keen for KFC this afternoon. I can't help myself.
I told you about that time at my local KFC. They ran out of chicken and there was nearly a riot.
Jesus Christ. All the black people would have been furious. The blacks and the bogans were just like fucking about to flip cars in the car park.
Oh, well, it's the one closest to Monash University, so it's a very diverse clientele. But KFC, it's a global franchise, and yeah, people are not happy. They're abusing the staff, which is it's quite uncalled for. It's not their fault, most of them. But yeah, the chicken. How's that happen in Western society?
Oh, mate, that's just they need a bit of competition. This is the problem with KFC. There's no deep fried chicken competition. You know, in America, they've got Chick-fil-A and Popeye chicken, and they'll be thinking like, fucking hell, man, if we run out of chicken, you watch the chicken shop across the road and the fucking lines going around the block. You know what I mean? So we don't have there's no capitalism in the chicken industry, Tim. They're fucking robbing us.
We have Red Rooster in Australia, but that's just basically a roast.
It's roast chicken. It's different.
Yeah, you could get it's the same sort of chicken you get from the deli at Coles or Woolies. Yeah, but we might be getting Chick-fil-A in Australia because I think that their decision to not fund Christian family values charities and non-profits is because they want to expand internationally and don't want all of the LGBT activists protesting outside the Chick-fil-A. I just want to know, because I've heard so much about Chick-fil-A. in the context of the culture wars, I just want to know: is the chicken good? Like, because
They
if you're
reckon it's
eating,
good.
okay,
They reckon
well,
it was voted the best fast food in America.
well, I hope that's because it tastes good, not because it's a Christian.
It must be good. Like, it's got to be good. When I first went to America, right? I was like, we landed in LA, and we went through. It must have been like the biggest shithole in LA. Like, we rock up, we're driving through. Had a rental car. We could barely fucking drive. I could barely drive, on the wrong side of the road. And I'm like, oh, Popeye's chicken. But we're pulling in. It's all black people. There's a crackhead opens the door for me, right? I'm like, thanks, mate. And I fucking gave him $1 or something. And they're like, don't give him any money. I'm like, no worries. Dead set, bro. It was like going to a bank. You had to order the chicken through a microphone. You're like, yes, I just want blah, blah, blah. Put the money underneath a slot. And then when they bought me my chicken, they opened this glass door, put the chicken in, shut the door, and then I had to open my like bulletproof glass and pull my chicken out. And I'm just like smiling around all these like black people and crackheads and everything. And I was just like,
maybe they knew that you were coming, given such a KFC fiend that you are. Maybe that's how you get deported, just breaking into a KFC to try and find the 12 secret herbs and spices recipe.
fuck yeah. I want to own a KFC. Like, my dream would be to bring like Chick-fil-A or Popeye's chicken over here, and I'll just be like the chicken man, you know what I mean?
There's
But
been
you
a bit
know how
of
that is.
yeah, there's been a bit of chatter or discussion about the chicken at KFC, whether it's how much artificial added hormones are into it, because we're finding out that more and more fast food, including what's that, the Impossible Whopper from Hungry Jack's Burger King with that 40 grams of estrogen, because I've spoken about it before, the man boob epidemic, and obviously you did the video of your physique the other day. Obviously, all that KFC hasn't increased your cup size.
Once a week, bro. That's the trick. You just got to limit yourself to fast food once a week. Last week I had twice. You'd see on my YouTube channel, we were driving back from the pub, and we're all loaded. And my mate's like, oh, Hungry Jack's. We went into Hungry Jack's, and we just went, I'm telling you, I'm the master of fast food. You can go to a site called Frugal Feeds, people. Frugal Feeds, and you get all these fucking vouchers. We went into Hungry Jack's. We bought fucking burgers galore. We were sitting there, just my mouth was watering. I couldn't resist, eh?
This is turning into now the back end of America First with Nick Fuentes, when all the super chatters they talk about what is the best burger in America, because Nick Fuentes is a burger aficionado. He loves a burger, and I've said this before, and because he's Italian, and obviously he lives with it's on the record, he lives with an Italian mama, and we know they're the big carb-filled meals that Italian mamas cook, and he's also a big burger fan as well. And if you've seen Nick Fuentes, he's like super skinny, like he's 21-year-old scrawny guy. And you sort of think, what's going on here,
mate? We have so many good burger joints around. I reckon, bro, I'm the worst. I think last year I went a whole month. My missus goes, I'm going on a diet, and she meal prepped, bro, for a whole week. So I'm on my own every night. I'm on my own. I'm like, what am I gonna do? Do you know what my solution was, Tim? I had pizza one night, then hot dogs, then burgers, and it was just that on repeat for fucking. I think it was 2 months. It was just pizza, hot dogs, burgers, pizza, hot dogs, burgers, and I was in heaven. and just
Oh,
drinking beer.
you've just reminded me of the underrated fast food. I haven't had it for ages, but now I feel like it. A Donut King, getting a hot dog with mustard and tomato sauce,
Yeah.
banana milkshake, and 3 cinnamon donuts. Just
Mm.
hot off the fryer. Just so delicious.
So damn good. I'm telling you,
Mm.
like these are the secrets of Western civilization. Like hot dogs, hamburgers, pizza. You can't fucking beat that. We've peaked out. We're like this. We're peaked out. No one can compete. We've won. We've won. At this point, Western civilization has already won. You know what I mean? They come in with shitty food, but every broke ass person is going for the hamburgers, hot dogs, and pizzas. Are so delicious.
Well, that's what some of the climate activists are saying. We've got to cut back on our meat consumption. And David Spears on ABC Insider said to Albo, how are you going to reach net zero emissions by 2050? We're going to have to eat less meat. And all the climate scientists and international bodies have said this because, well, cows emit methane, and it's just a different way for them to get us to go all vegetarian or vegan.
They are fucking bastards, I swear. But can't we just offset it? There's got to be a way. We got to offset our emissions to keep these bastards happy. I'm gonna plant a fucking 10 trees in my backyard so I can eat like a madman. You know what I mean?
Hell will
I had a
freeze over
fucking
before
article
I
here
give
about
steaks and burgers.
Here's an article, bro. It's something to do with Norwegian grocery chain launches cricket burger. This is the answer. This is how insane it is, Tim. I'm pulling this article up.
All right.
Where is it? Bang. I don't know if you can read it. I don't even know if we can allowed to read off this site without the bloody sky. You all seen what it is. I'm not going to say it.
Oh, this is from
after fat.
Worm burgers. Yeah, I know that Paul Joseph Watson, he has made a big deal about not wanting to eat bugs and living in a pod.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
Because some climate activists and also those who fear overpopulation have said that there's going to be peak agriculture. I mean, they've told us this for 50 years, that we're all going to have to eat bugs.
Oh, man. I heard, right, I was listening to some dude and he was saying how every single person alive on the planet now could all have 2 acres and it would only fill Queensland. So it's all bullshit, Tim. They're fucking lying to us. Like, I'll give you 2 acres, bro, and I'm telling you, bro, you could live off your land, I reckon. With modern they just like the freako Karl Marx Communist Manifesto psychos of this world, right? It's like they're stuck in the past. They don't understand. We have the technology. We have the solutions. There's people fucking smart enough to come up with solutions other than we need to reinvent the wheel and start eating fucking insects. Like, it's bullshit. We can all have currently 7.5 billion of us. We can all have 2 acres each, and the whole population of the planet can live in just Queensland, and we all get 2 acres each. Like, they're fucking lying to us. Just burn coal, clean coal, fucking. We're gonna do it, Tim.
Or Queensland in the rest of, well, not just Queensland, but the rest of Australia, where, I mean, the land itself is hard to grow things, and all the environmental regulations, government interference make it even more harder. That's why so many farmers are off the land. We're in this drought, but we've also got all the minerals underneath, not just the coal, the uranium, the iron ore, everything. If it ever gets too difficult to grow food here, we can just build everything.
I'm pretty sure some guy in India built like a farming skyscraper. Like it was just like this, and he's like, "This here is, equivalent to fucking some big ass massive farm." They're like, "This skyscraper we've made, this skyscraping farm has has cows and chickens and pigs." They probably doesn't have cows because it was in India, but they were. I'm just saying, this is not a direct quote, but somewhere in the world they built a skyscraper farm, and they were like, "There you go, bolt that onto a nuclear power plant and a desalination plant, and just fucking make it happen. Turn everyone's shit into fertilizer."
Well, we just hope that as we've just talked about, there's so much more humanity can achieve because we've got now coronavirus panic 2.0, that we don't see this concern about a global pandemic come to fruition, because it's jumped to now 80,000 the cases worldwide, and not just deaths and cases in China now. There has been over 200 cases confirmed in Italy, 7 deaths.
Bang.
Over in Iran, more than 50 deaths have been reported. South Korea, they've nearly got 1,000 cases now, and they're worried about the containment, that people are carrying the coronavirus but not getting sick, but they could give it to other people. I could have the coronavirus. Dia Beltran, who was here with me Friday night when I interviewed Kitty Demua, the drag queen against drag queen story time at the local library. Dia had to exit a few times to cough, and then on the Monday I was getting a cough as well. So yeah.
And if I cough into the mic, it will go through the internet, bro. You'll breathe it into. It'll start fucking you up. I went to the casino the other night, right? I don't know. This was not a good idea. Some mates of mine come around. This is the thing, when I was a youth leader for 10 years, so all these people call me and they're like, "Disasters, all the shit's going on." I'm like, "Yeah, come around. We'll talk about it." Blah, blah, blah. Aboriginal mates come around. We had dinner. And then I'm like, "Right, problems are solved. We're going to the casino." We all went to the casino. Next minute, we rock up. So usually Brisbane Casino, there's a big sign that says "car park full." You know what I mean? And I was thinking, oh, geez, the car park's empty tonight. Wonder what the problem is. And we go in there and all these Chinese people are wearing fucking corona masks. And we were like, not a good time to come to the casino, everyone.
Yeah, you would remember the baby formula buy-up. Well, it's still going. A lot of the Chinese living in Australia go supermarket to supermarket, buy 2 tins of baby formula to send it back to China. Because remember, they had that it would have been years back now, the baby formula that was produced in China, it was contaminated. Babies were getting sick, and so obviously they didn't trust it. Now we're seeing that sort of shopping and export enter a new phase now, with apparently Chinese buying up face masks at pharmacies and Bunnings warehouse and wherever, and sending them back to China, buying them 100 at a time. And so they're having to introduce quantity limits to face masks, and probably probably other types of health protection, hand sanitizer as well. That could also be a shortage of that. And I remember with the baby formula at the time, the plants, they were going full capacity, but they just couldn't keep up.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy, man. I'm worried about all the Chinese people at the casino who can't blow on their dice. You know what I mean? It's just like, how are they going to blow on their dice through the mask, man?
Is that what people normally do when they're rolling the dice? Like, give it a good luck
and kiss like a pretty lady, you know? Nah. Or a pretty bloke. Whatever. Oh, we're cutting out here.
Yeah, I noticed as well.
You can't joke about Corona, bro. They'll start slowing down your internet.
They'll put a WHO description underneath this World Health Organization information link, because that's what they do with a lot of videos that discuss the coronavirus.
Ah, true. So you were saying before, I was reading this article. Here's an article you sent to me.
Zero Hedge.
And they reckon 8,000 Californians under self-imposed quarantine.
So you just talked about
that. That's fucking crazy. Is that all in San Francisco? Like,
I don't know.
Because I think there's a lot of Chinese people in San Francisco. Apparently, it's the biggest Chinatown outside of China. Don't quote me. I've been there, but
yeah, well, it might be the shithole that you visited that you were just talking about before.
No, that was LA. But yeah, I remember when I was in San Francisco. I think the crackheads or the homeless are real dangerous crackheads in San Francisco. Like every other city I went to, the homeless were all good. They'd be like, I'm a veteran, man. I'm down on my luck. And I'd be like, no worries. This is my trick with the homeless in America. I'd be like, no worries, brother. Go grab a 6-pack and then be like, give him a beer. And I'd have a beer with them and listen to them for a bit. But by the time I got up to San Francisco, the homeless are crackheads, bro. They are like fucking dangerous. I'm like, what? They've shit their pants, chasing you down the street, like yelling at you, wanting money, and you think it's fucking scary. I don't recommend it. I don't know how all the Chinese fucking deal with all these crackheads up there.
Given that it's widely reported and you've seen it firsthand, the increasing unhygienic and sanitary conditions in parts of California, you can't be really surprised that there's 8,000 cases confirmed in California. Basically, I think Trump, well, he still hasn't completed the southern border wall. Probably needs one around California. Now, I already suggested he build one around Portland as well, because that's where the Antifa virus started and infects people and turns them into violent left-wing terrorists. So it needs to build 2 internal walls.
Have you seen the old Superman movie where Lex Luthor?
He's the villain.
Yeah, he buys up all the real estate, right? Like inland off the coast, and then he sets up nuclear bombs and he blows up the whole fucking coast of California, and then he's like, now I've got all this prime real estate, because he nukes it all and it just sinks into the water, and he gets this, like, the plan is he'll get all this prime real estate. So all you need is one supervillain. Elon Musk. Get him on. Elon Musk with coronavirus. California's fucked.
He always he likes to be the savior. Like, he came into South Australia after the blackout. I've got some batteries here which will solve your power reliability problems. And then he tried to go to, remember the Thai boy cave rescue. He came there and I can get them out.
I didn't really follow that one, but did Elon Musk actually get him out of the fucking cave?
No. The experts told him to get stuffed, and Elon
Just
Musk,
like,
in
shut the
response,
fuck up.
called one of the members of the rescue crew a pedophile.
Oh, holy fuck! They don't take shit in Thailand, I reckon, eh?
Oh, it was a British one that Elon Musk accused of being a pedophile, and he tried to sue Elon Musk over in the United States, but the jury found he wasn't defamed, so that was an interesting result.
Jeez, he must have been he's like, I'm here to save the. So what? He was a British rescuer, is that right? Like some British
because
dude?
they got people from all around the world, diving experts to come. Because you remember, don't you?
And then they were like, "Fuck, it's Thailand," so they ended up with like all these English experts, and then had the fucking entourage of lady boys and prostitutes with them the whole time. You know, it's Thailand.
It was in northern Thailand. I don't think it was in the sort of tourism area. It's on the border of, I think, Cambodia or Burma, way up north.
Wasn't in Phuket or
no
any of these the tourist spots
where all the Aussie expats and exiles live. If you sort of get run out of Australia, that's where you sort of settle down.
Game enough, yeah. It's good. Okay, I went there for my honeymoon, bro. And there's like the what are they called? This is where like the fun drag queens are, not the kind of drag queens that will try read your children books in the library, but you know, the drag queens that you're like, I'm a conservative Christian, but me and my missus are like, oh, drag queen Allie. Walk down there, hey, we're like getting photos with drag queens and like having a fun time with them. I wouldn't want them to read fucking books in public libraries to children, but
the lady boys, you mean, in Thailand?
Yeah, they're lady boys and drag queen. Oh, I guess they are lady boys. That's the thing. That's the difference. We got to trade the drag queens in for lady boys, Tim.
Well, you just need ones that if a society is going to have them, just keep them in the adult
industry,
or not adult industry, but just make sure they're only entertainers for adults, that they don't confuse children as we see now in the West now read to children. I'm sort of doing a gender bending madness, I would say, as a WilmsFront series at the moment, because I had Kishi Demure, you'd call her the traditional drag queen, in that drag queens, they're adult entertainers, tell filthy jokes, but they're never meant to read to children. She did a viral video after the suicide of Wilson Gavin, who of course protested drag queen story time in Brisbane, with a message to woke parents who think they're really progressive, taking their children there. Tomorrow night I've got Carolee Smith of Binary Australia, which is a lobby group which, as the name suggests, is trying to basically maintain the scientific definition of gender, the biological reality that we've had since the beginning of time, that there's two genders. Remember, this sign here, two genders. It's the new OK sign.
Yeah, you'll get yourself in trouble, Tim.
Yeah, two genders.
God, no, that's the end of your channel, bro. You just fucking did that.
There was another OK scandal the other day, because with the coronavirus, there's this big buy Chinese food or eat at your local Chinese restaurant, because all the hypochondriacs, they all think if they eat Chinese food like they have previously, they're somehow going to get coronavirus. I don't eat much Chinese food myself, so my Chinese food eating habits are still as non-existent as they were before. But Graham Richardson, the former Labor power broker, you know who he is, don't you?
Yeah.
He posted I'm not sure if it was a Facebook or Twitter video of him eating at a local Chinese restaurant, and to signify, because he had his mouth full, that he really enjoyed it, he went, you know, and I
Just
saw it because, yeah, because Paul Murray
counteract the
retweeted
old.
it saying, seriously, if you think that Richo is doing some white power signs, seriously, get a life. Because remember your premier, Anastasia Palaszczuk, she recently did the OK sign.
Oh, mate. She must be a full-blown white supremacist, Anastasia Palaszczuk, when she's not murdering doing late-term abortions and like murdering, you know, babies and stuff, and fucking opening a portal to hell and ushering in the demons. You know, she's eating Chinese food and doing the fucking getting herself into trouble.
Well, she was lucky that she didn't get, because when the bushfires were happening, she went on a cruise. Everyone was raging that ScoMo was in a Hawaii, but Palaszczuk went on a cruise.
Oh, mate, I can't believe it. What a double standard. And I think she said, oh, but I didn't leave the state.
Or she said that she gave due notice.
Oh, mate, they just did a number on ScoMo. He should, like, this is where I'm disappointed at ScoMo. He needs to become, you need to be like Trump, and you just go like, I don't give a shit. You're fake news. And just water off a duck's back. Like, I don't give a shit what you say about me. Like, you need to, anyone who gets into the game of politics, even what we do, like when they go, Guardian will write up an article about you, Tim, because I think you flashed the fucking OK sign about 4 times there. And are you ready for the heat, mate? Like, it has to become water off a duck's back. Like, you can't eat that shit up. You just got to be like, that's how we must operate. Like,
it's probably not the best night to do the OK sign, because what the ASIO Director General, Mike Burgess, he used to run the Australian Signals Directorate, which is the cyber intelligence gathering agency, but it can only spy on foreign soil. It can't cyber spy on us domestically.
What happens if you're born in New Zealand and you don't have a Australian citizenship? Can they spy on me, Tim?
I don't know. Great question.
I'm fucked, especially right now. You're done. No, any joke. I've got the article here if we want to have a look at it. But
yeah, this is the transcript from his speech, because it's his annual threat assessment, which he delivered at the Chifley building in Canberra. Burjo, our Director General, if I may call him that.
So he has a bit of a rant. This is literally the speech, word for word.
Yeah, and he talks about at the beginning that ASIO were a bit more open now about the threats facing Australia, and he talks about the cyber age. Obviously, it's changed the face of espionage and terror threats, and the crux of his speech was that foreign espionage and interference is at unprecedented levels, even more than the Cold War, and he didn't name which nation was doing it, but everyone thinks it was China.
Yeah.
China, and
Scott Morrison
wouldn't name it either. They just said foreign interference, influence. But of course, the left wing media like the Guardian, the Channel 9 newspapers, he had about 4 paragraphs on right wing extremism, far right threats, and he was very specific when he talked about right wing threats. And we know that the Guardian and Sydney Morning Herald, their definition of far right is quite broad. We're both classified as far right, but Burjo, he was very specific. He talked about those who gather in suburbs to salute the Nazi flag, inspect weaponry, and engage in combat training.
I don't think that even happens. Like, this is a fantasy in the mind of a fucking... He, to me, sounds nuts. He sounds to me like a crazy person. It just does not fucking happen. Like,
Well, that's what that's what he actually means. To him, that is what far right extremism is. It's not voting for Fraser Anning, like we were told.
Yeah. I
Like he's
mean,
talking about
that
actual.
would be far right extremism, but it doesn't exist.
Yeah,
It
I'm not
doesn't
aware
fucking
of
exist.
any person who has like a Nazi flag in their home and salutes it. That's like really, really weird and strange, and
Oh,
yeah.
it's probably some kid playing some fucking Call of Duty game. You know, that's about as close as you get in here to fucking anything to do with Nazis. Like, these people are fucking morons. Another way to steal your rights and waste your taxpayers' money. That's all this is.
And I saw that in Question Time, Richard Marles, the Shadow Defence Minister, said, "Why hasn't the Morrison government and ASIO listed any far right groups on their terror lists? Like, do they want the Morrison government to just list one as a token measure? Like, which one are you going to list? Have you got one in mind?"
Oh, mate, just there's so many. What's that White Rose Society? Have you ever read any of their articles?
Yeah, that was that's an Antifa aligned website. They did exposés on the Lads Society in Sydney joining the New South Wales National Party. They did that in conjunction with Alex Mann of the ABC. You remember him?
Yeah.
He's really run out of, I think, far right propaganda leads because he was on the Channel 9 Today show this morning, and his latest project is a podcast series about the Whitlam government dismissal 45 years ago. So that's what's preoccupying him. So basically, his trail for far right extremism has run dry now, and it's still a radio series. He hasn't broken into TV. I mean, if you see what he looks like, he doesn't really have a face for TV. But when he exposed the Lad Society trying to infiltrate the National Party, he got so many accolades, and he also won. He and Osman Faruqi won what was the Kennedy Journalism Award because of their another ABC radio episode where they thought they figured out who David Clarkson was, who is a I guess you'd call them a right-wing online personality who doxes left-wing trolls on Facebook who stalk and harass patriots.
Oh, mate. These people are fucking out of control. Like, I can't believe them. Remember when the White Guardian and White Rose Society wrote an article about me? And, like, I mean, the Guardian one, I think they called me a Christo-fascist. And,
yeah.
You know, like, it was bad, right? It was bad. But, you know what? Whatever. Like, I'm a Christian. I'm a standard fucking Christian. Whatever. They can get ripped. But if you read the White Rose Society article, man, it was like a fucking comedy article. I think they were said something like, the Dusty Bogan interviewed Bob Catter, and then it's like, the Dusty Bogan also interviewed Blair Cottrell. And then it said something about the New Zealand shooter liked something Blair Cottrell said. And then they said, this is the tie. This is how far they stretch it, Tim. They said, Bob Catter is a member of the CMEU union, right? And they said, and so is Albanese. And then they said, the Labor Party is being taken over by white nationalists. So they tied Albanese and the unions through Bob Catter to me. And to the New Zealand mass shooting. And you're like, this is the most fucking ridiculous thing I've ever read in my life. It was fucking pathetic. Like, the White Rose Society is a fucking joke, man. It was a good comedy comical read. I got a fucking laugh out of it. It
Well,
gave me like about a week of steam. I'm just like, this is what I mean. But like, if you do this shit, or if you're a politician, it's going to be water off the duck's back. Some fuckwit like the Guardian of the White Rose Society writes a hit piece on you. You should just be like, I was frothing at the mouth. I'm like, this is fucking hilarious. I thought it was fucking amazing. And this is what ScoMo's done wrong. This is what that ScoMo's doing wrong. He lets it fucking, every shot goes into his precious heart. Like he needs to have an armor. Let it be water off a duck's back. He should just be like, yeah, so what? Fake news.
They've been going after my New Zealand colleague Dewey, who's at the Christo-Fascist Church and State Summit tonight. You're going to the Christo-Fascist Church and State Summit in Brisbane on the weekend. So yes, the Guardian or White Rose Society was right. All the Christian extremists are getting together.
I know. Jeez, and we're gonna get together and be like, how can we tell people the good news of Jesus? What a fucking scary bunch of people, Tim. Oh no, they're gonna donate out of their wages that have already been taxed at like 50 cents in the fucking dollar, and then we're gonna donate more of our money that's taxed the fuck out of, right? And then we're gonna volunteer our time to change the community. Oh, what a bunch of fucking evil people, aren't they, Tim?
Oh yes, totally. But at the beginning of the year, Dewey was raided by the New Zealand police because they suspected he had a newly illegal firearm, because they're trying to introduce Australian-style gun control laws in the aftermath of the Christchurch massacre, and having a gun amnesty. And it seemed quite peculiar, given that he had been one of the most prominent online commentators against the gun control bills, and he was the first to be targeted. And the Radio New Zealand, which is like ABC Radio over there, they described Dewey as far right. And I noticed one of their local Antifa bloggers said, "Oh, he's definitely not a just a normal family man, Dewey. He's just had his third child with his lovely wife, Amy, because he goes on a podcast with Tim Wilms of The Unshackled, who wore a Pinochet did nothing wrong shirt. And he interviewed Blair Cottrell at the Lad Society Clubhouse. And Lad Society is run by...
So they build that connection, that far-flung connection, don't they?
Yeah, and Tom Sewell admitted that he tried to recruit Brenton Tarrant a year before to Lad Society, before he even set foot in New Zealand. And Brenton Tarrant said that, made that comment on one of Blair Cottrell's posts. And so therefore, Dewey is directly connected to Brenton Tarrant.
Oh, mate. They have these fucking wild, loose connections, you know what I mean? Like, it's fucking nuts. I can't believe them. They can just get away with lying and lying and lying and lying. Or it's just loose connections. Like, no, we're normal fucking conservatives or libertarians, you know what I mean? We're normal people who are trying to be involved in what the fuck these stupid fucking politicians are doing, wasting our money, making stupid decisions, and we have every fucking right to just call them out. You know what I mean? Oh no, Tim Wilms trying to hold the stupid fucking government accountable. Oh mate, they're fucking pathetic. Like, good on you, Tim, mate. Like, you're doing a brilliant job, and they are just bunch of lying fake news artists, mate. They're full of shit.
I mean, the person that accused Dewey of this 6 degrees of separation, he has about 2,000 Twitter followers. He is apparently in charge of Occupy Christchurch. Remember the Occupy movements where I think most of those Occupy protesters, well, the ones in Australia, they're also the occupiers of Centrelink. I'm not sure what the welfare office is
Yeah.
over in
They're all
New
connected. They're
Zealand.
all the same people, man. The same people who are the fucking vegans, the fucking Antifa, the blah blah blah, you name it. Who are the nutcases chaining themselves? Extinction Rebellion, like you name it. They're all the same stupid fucking idiots. Like the same squeaky wheels crying. It's the kid. They're all the kids, Tim, who were their parents were like, oh, just throw them in kindergarten. And they were in kindy going crying and carrying on to get attention from the teacher. And they all grew up, Tim, and they're doing the same fucking circus act, whinging, crying, the squeaky wheels that get the grease of this world.
Well, there was another climate action protest organised by the Socialist Front groups on the weekend. Peter V, who is one of the big supporters of my show, XYZ and the Uncockables, he might have popped up on your streams there. I think he's Peter in the chat tonight as...
I think he gave me $5 in my PayPal or something the other week. I was like, yo... Yeah.
I think he's...
one of the boys gave me a super chat. Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Port Film. Do you know who he is? He looks like
Port Film Co-op. Yeah.
$2. He said, teach Tim about Dolph Lundgren. Bro, you're coming on here. You're coming on for a Dolph Lundgren special, bro.
Who is that?
You don't know Dolph Lundgren?
No.
I think you're going to fall in love, Tim.
Mm.
I like him just because he's a fucking badass. You might like him because he's a fucking stud. No, I don't know.
let me just Google.
I'm fucking pulling him up. I'm pulling him up. Bro, Dolph Lundgren. I'm telling you, I got to educate the world. Dolph Lundgren. He's like, I think his dad was some badass who made him learn like three. He made him learn 3 languages, play like 2 instruments.
Oh, yeah, he's a Swedish actor.
Yeah. His dad, he's like, my father was so hard on me. His dad like pushed him and pushed him and pushed him. He's got like, speaks like 4 languages, plays 2 instruments, was like a karate fucking champion. I think he's a chemical engineer. And he's he's a B-grade super action hero. Mm. He's a fucking mad dog. And he's still shredded as fuck for an old boy.
Still plenty of good Swedes coming out of the nation. I think basically Greta is basically tarnishing the Swedish race and nation, but of course what is Sweden anymore, because they've let all the migrants in. I'm not sure if you saw the Swedish Airways ad where it's like the Swedish identity doesn't really exist. It's we're all a global multiracial nation now.
Man, it was like absolutely pathetic. Like, that is such a fucking insult to... Isn't this, like, where Vikings came from? You know,
from the Scandinavian, Norwegian, Danish, and Finnish.
It's like pretty much everyone with blue eyes, it's like thanks to the Scandinavians. Like, you know, but probably because they raped and pillaged our way through our nations. But, you know what I mean? Like, there was a point where they were badass. I listened to the Irish History podcast, and they were like, I think it's like Dublin. It's a Viking long fort. So it's like, I think they had, they found like some stone carving, and it was like the Vikings were selling Irish slaves in Baghdad. Like, it's so bullshit that they would say that the Swedes have no history. They dominate. I'm pretty sure the Vikings sent, they were like the soldiers in Constantinople, like protecting the church. Like, they were the inner guard at a certain point. Like, they have a fucking badass history. And they're pretty much shitting all over them. Like, I would bro, I wouldn't treat Aboriginals in this country like that. I grew up in New Zealand. I wouldn't treat Maoris in New Zealand like that. The fact that they would say that to Swedish people is fucking racist and disgusting.
Moving on to breaking news today, Harvey Weinstein, the former super Hollywood producer, was found guilty of 2 out of 5 sexual assault and rape charges he was on trial for in New York. It was first-degree sexual assault and third-degree rape. Obviously, they have different degrees, not just for murder in the United States. He faces a maximum jail sentence of 25 years. And have you seen that he's been attending court with a walking frame? He got rushed to hospital afterwards because he said he was having chest pains. He's 67 years old, but, there's been
play the victim card, you know what I mean? That's what they push these days, Tim. It's like you're either, you're a victim or you have a guilt complex, mate. And if you're not one of them, you can't exist in the fucking imaginary shit world, the pathetic world that they want to create.
We commented on the trial, myself and report from Tiger Mountain host and director of the Melbourne Underground Film Festival, Richard Wollstonecroft, on last Wednesday's WilmsFront, and Richard wondered whether he would be found guilty and go to jail, but he definitely is. He's the sacrificial lamb, but we still know that, well, as it's called, pedowood, there's still countless sexual predators who've abused children. We're all waiting the Corey Feldman documentary, the rape of the 2 Coreys, whether he'll name the Hollywood pedos. There's a lot of speculation. Somebody said Spielberg. Did you hear that Spielberg, his 23-year-old adopted black daughter, is now becoming a porn star?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're joking me. That's terrible.
Yeah, and she's talked about how she was abused by Hollywood. We basically call them grooming gangs. Abused her as a child.
Yeah, it's Holly weird, man, and they're all a bunch of freaks. You know what I mean? They talk about this shit. Like, I love to see the photos of Oprah Winfrey with that guy. Or fucking Hillary Clinton, and they're like, "Oh, this is such a good man."
Yeah, apparently, someone's dug up an interview he did ages ago, said that he was the official White House film projectionist under Bill Clinton in the 90s.
Oh yeah, these people are like all fucking tied together, bro.
You wonder whether Bill Clinton, under the desk of the Oval Office, whether he wasn't the only sexual predator in that office at that time. If Weinstein is there.
How did he get that job, bro? He must have all they're all got dirt on each other. That's like the currency of these people, bro. Like, you get so far high up in the food chain, and it's just like a shit slinging, arm bending, manipulating system of control. Like, this is what I reckon, Tim. The manipulators of this earth goes back to Roman times, bro. You think the Romans and the Greeks and these Nimrod and these ancient civilizations, mate, they were smart enough not to they didn't have to kill each other. They just had to manipulate and control. These people are the masters of manipulation and control to get what they want. As long as you give me that deal and you get me that contract, and you know.
There's obviously, I have no doubt that Weinstein took advantage of his position to have sex with women, but there would have been women who were happy to do the quid pro quo to get ahead in Hollywood. Peter V has sent through a super chat. It probably, it's showing up on your end as well. He's Pissy Leaks Pete tonight. I hope you haven't got
Bro.
bladder problems as well, Peter V. We don't need we don't need you as well. Harvey Wankstein still get a lot of gay action in the clink with Bill Cosby. Regards, Peter V. Yeah, because Bill Cosby was the it was before the Me Too became a thing. All those women who accused Bill Cosby of drugging and having sex with them. And as is the case with a lot of these sexual abuse by celebrities, there's clues all throughout their careers. And was that Bill Cosby? He released a comedy album in 1969 where he talked about Spanish fly, which had slipped this basically this sex drug in their drinks and it'd make the woman in the mood to have sex with you. As some sort of hallucinogenic, and he even talked about it in the 90s with on Larry King Live. He's like, oh, there's going to be so many young men who are going to be thankful for the invention of Spanish fly.
Yeah, because they couldn't just stop being assholes and being nice to the women. You know what I mean? I don't know. They just can't seem to make it happen without having some cheap substitute like drugging and raping the fucking poor girl. Like, what pathetic losers. I fucking tell you. These are the heroes of the left, and they're all falling down like dominoes, Tim. It's all a big fucking corrupt spider webs of blood, sex, and violence, you know?
Well, there's clues also in the cartoons as well. Family Guy, where Stewie runs out in the airport nude saying, help, help, I've escaped from Kevin Spacey's basement.
They all know, man. They've known for years. Everyone's known. Everyone's known.
And then, of course, the South Park episode where Steven Spielberg and George Lucas they rape Indiana Jones, and they're caught raping a stormtrooper.
But now, and the funny thing is, like, we used to be able to joke about that shit. You know what I mean? But the days of joking are slowly coming to a fucking end.
Yeah, because we know that the Hollywood people who know what's going on have been very clever in putting these subliminal things in. It's not just a creation of the writers.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they with the in the political thrillers, make it look like a suicide.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of 24, that political thriller TV series growing up, and they had all these fake deaths and fake suicides all the time. These conspiracy theories going to the height of government, and it's pretty close to the truth.
Here we go. It's oh mate, I think it's been happening for thousands of years. Hey, the control freaks, they play a bit. They send us to war. They tax the fuck out of us, and they send us to war to kill each other while they're playing these fucking evil games. Like, the evil just gets worse. It gets worse than robbing us blind and taxing us and wasting our fucking money and sending people to war. Like, the rabbit holes go deeper, you know? What a fucking tragedy.
They're getting away with it less and less. I mean, look at the presidential race. They're thinking of stealing the Democrat nomination away from Bernie Sanders for a second time. He should sweep the Democrat primaries fair and square and win the nomination. Yeah. But the Bernie bros, which there's a lot of Antifa people who support him, like, they will riot if he's denied the nomination. Fool us twice. We're not going to put up with it. I mean, Bernie would probably be a beta cuck and say, support Pete Buttigieg or Michael Bloomberg to be our nomination. But his supporters are going to... But
this is why Bernie will do that, Tim, because they have dirt. They would have dirt on him too. And the trick is, this is how they do it, man. They get on the piss. They take drugs. They get the strippers. The stripper turns into a prostitute. Next minute, the prostitute's underage. And now we've got him. They own him. They own him. And that's the way they fucking operate.
In the Las Vegas Democrat debate, they all went after Michael Bloomberg for his wealth and comments about women in the past and stop and frisk. But do you know what they didn't mention while attacking him? The photo. Have I got it here with me now? It's a bit difficult to do photos on my end. The photo of Michael Bloomberg with Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein's Madame Pimp, the curer of those underage girls. Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders didn't mention that photo.
Oh, no. All these photos are like strung up, bro, on the fucking, in that big, beautiful beachside mansions, Tim. Waiting for the fucking coastline, the water levels to rise up. Like, they just mask the bullshit artists.
Bloomberg, he's spent I haven't looked up there. Maybe they need you know how they've got the national debt clock, which constantly changes. They need a Bloomberg campaign expenditure clock, because last week I quoted 320 million. It's probably gone way up through then. A lot of people have said he's like Mr. Burns trying to buy the election, but nobody likes him. But Bernie is still way out ahead. He's going to win. You still can't buy the presidency.
Yeah, well, I mean, Bernie's a bit of a. The thing is even if he gets in, what is he going to be able to implement any of these crazy ideas? Like, the other week, I went through the tax plan, and it was like they need to raise something like $4 trillion or $3 trillion a year to implement all these fucking ideas that they have, like the universal healthcare is the biggest one. I think the free education's like $50 billion a year, which that possibly could be achieved, but they have all these stupid tax plans, and they're like, we're going to tax the rich at these fucking crazy rates. And it's all a big fucking lie. Like, if Bernie Sanders stood on the stage and said, you'll be paying 50 cents tax in every dollar you earn, you think people are going to fucking vote for him? It's free fucking whatever he's fucking saying. It's all a lie. Like, they're never going to tell you how much money they need, how much of your money they're going to take.
He did finally get attacked in the debate for his 3 mansions. He's like, well, yeah, I have a house in Vermont. I have a house in the capital of Vermont, and I have a house in Washington because I work all over the place, and I'm a statewide federal representative.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, maybe you can just have an apartment in 2 of them. Live in a pod, maybe.
Yeah. You should live in a pod and eat fucking worm burgers and fucking cricket burgers. You know what I mean? Do his part.
Eat the Impossible Whopper to combat climate change.
He should, all these politicians should sell their beachside mansions, and donate the money to fucking fight for against global warming or climate change. If they really fucking believed in all the bullshit they say, they're just fucking bullshit artists. Like, there's.
Peter V has just sent another $2 Australian. Thank you so much. Bernie's bread lines. That's a good thing. Yeah, because
did you see the meme? And it said grab him by the purse, and it was like Bernie.
Yeah,
I thought that was classic. Could you hold down the fort and I run and grab a beer, or what? Can I make your photo fucking bigger?
Maybe. Are you able to do an intermission on StreamYard? Because I just want to take a toilet. Yeah.
You fucking betcha I can, mate. We're going to put on the What do we got?
There
I'll
were
pull up some
yeah.
fucking YouTube video you can watch for 5 seconds.
We have to end by half past because James Fox Higgins on Rational Rise TV YouTube, he's got the Patriarchy Hour, and that is must watch for a lot of people in our audience. Late night viewing.
Oh yeah, good stuff. I'll tell you what we'll do. We can, because Tim Wilms, you don't know who bloody Dolph Lundgren is. You can watch the Rocky IV fight with Dolph Lundgren. Just sit on your phone while you're taking a dump, bro.
All right. Well, you're not gonna keep the it's gonna take up the full screen. You're not gonna keep me on camera while.
Yeah, I'll put it on full screen, and then you can run and fucking do what you got to do. Yo, Andrew Jackson, you legend. We got another $5 super chat coming through.
Lock up your wives and cover your children's eyes. I have arrived. How you's going, Dusty? And what's his name? Who is Andrew Jackson?
Some stud American. I'm pretty sure you're from America, Andrew Jackson. I forget.
Yeah. Email me proof that wives need to be locked up when you're around.
He's a dead set stud. He's been doing his push-ups. Anyway, you better run. How long's this video got? You got
2:45
minutes. That's all you got, bro. I reckon I'll be back before you, and I'll be commentating on this sucker.
Yeah,
I'm running. There you go. This is the Rocky. This is the Rocky bloody Dolph Lundgren fight.
I must break you. You know what I says back there about wanting to be you? Yeah. Forget it. Thanks, boy.
Take it straight to him now. Take it straight to him. Be a rock for him. You understand? Be a rock for him. Get strong. All right? Now take it to him. No pain. No pain. No pain. No pain. All right, walk to it.
There's the balcony opening round, and Rocky Balboa comes out to the center of the ring. Got the Russian right back into Balboa's corner now.
Grab it! Come on! Come on! Get out of there! Come on, spin him out! Let's go, Rock! Get out of there!
Balboa gets out of the corner now, and now once more it is Drago backing Rocky Balboa up with the jab. And Balboa is not staying on that long jab of the Russian.
Brace yourself! Brace yourself! Come on! Get up! Hands up! Charge him! Now!
He can't seem to touch the Russian. Rocky pounding away at the midsection of the Russian, and he's just hit him with everything he's got. And Drago just smiled at him.
Keep him jumping away! Up him down! Jump down! Come on, Rock!
Rocky Balboa is in serious trouble. They might have to stop this one before somebody gets killed.
Richard, grab him! Richard, grab him!
Rocky's hurt. He worked the sleeping giant, and now he's paying the price. A right hand from Drago sends Rocky Balboa 15 feet across the ring. And the champ is down.
Oh, shit! I'm back. Where the fuck am I? Bang, I'm back. Where's Tim Wilms? He's still taking a dump. He'll be right, people. Don't fall in, Timmy. He's probably sitting there on his phone. I guarantee it. He's learned who Dolph Lundgren is. He's going to be a better person. The rest of Australia is better off now because Drago. I think Tim Wilms has a crush on Ivan Drago. Anyway, he says he hates communists, but after watching that, Tim's coming back and he's going to be full fucking. He'd be like, "Oh my god, Tim's rubbing one out over Ivan Drago right now." It's disgusting, but it's true. I only speak the truth, people. I won't lie to you. Here he is. Don't tell anyone. Don't tell him I said that.
What did you say? I watched the live replay.
Oh shit!
I just
I'll have
got
to
some.
learn how to edit. No,
I just got some water myself.
I'd get another beer, bro.
We were talking about at the beginning of the show, KFC Cheap Tuesday. I just got a email alert that Red Rooster they're celebrating Cheap Tuesday. I just got a. Oh, what? What the hell happened then?
Sorry, yeah, I had me bloody thing come up.
Yeah, let me get the email up again. It's Red Rooster have got a. If I go to my stupid email.
Oh no!
No, where's it gone? Oh, here it is. Here, free chips on Leap Day. Free chips for everyone. Leap Day, Chip Day. To celebrate 2020 with an extra day, go to any Red Rooster restaurant this Saturday and you'll get a free regular chips, no questions asked. All day Saturday, double yay, you're welcome. Leap Day, Chip Day.
Damn, free chips. When the hell's Chip Day? I missed that bit.
Saturday, 29th, because it's a leap year.
Holy shit. So I'm going into Red Rooster for sure. That's going to be a live. Pardon
live?
me. Open like a pig. Yeah, I'll do a live and I'll just be like, I mean, Red Rooster's got them deep fried pineapple rings.
Mm.
They are fucking good.
Oh, what was that you just did?
The pineapple ring, bro, it's that. It's some new symbol. That's the symbol of the pineapple ring. It's the symbol of unity. Have you seen the one of like equality? Like that? Have you seen that one?
No.
That's equality, Tim.
Oh, and so it's actually it's the equal sign.
Yeah, equality. Equality.
That's a very awkward thing.
It's like I'm used to doing this flat Earth, but you know what I mean.
But didn't they
double flat
during
Earth?
the marriage law postal survey? Remember Australian marriage equality? They did the love heart thing.
The love heart. They're breaking my heart because they lied to me, Tim.
But isn't there also like this is an Illuminati symbol as well?
Yeah, I think they go like that or something.
So it's actually the love heart hand. It's actually a modification of the Illuminati sign.
I need to look that up. I'll Google that Illuminati hand sign. Can I do that?
Because if they can accuse us of the OK sign being white supremacy, we can accuse them whenever they do that of being Illuminati globalists.
Yeah, that's right. Is that are the Illuminati actually globalists or what?
Well, they have a global goals, global influence.
Here we go. We're gonna watch this, bro. I think this has got a bit of Beyonce. I hope I don't get a bloody. If she's singing in this is getting demonetized. You know what I mean? Beyonce, she's.
Well, you'll screw it up for me as well.
Is that all right? We all good to do that? You only do you get in trouble for it or what?
You don't get a strike, but either your video gets demonetized or they'll completely block the episode, and you have to clip the bit of that because we played some copyrighted music on an episode of The Uncackables. The episode was unviewable unless we clipped the song in question.
Yeah. Oh, well, here we go. This is it, bro. They're like reenacting how to do the Illuminati hand sign. There's no music. It's usually the music that gets us.
Beyonce's secret hand symbol.
There you go, bro.
I have a higher source.
Okay.
F that's
the
loud.
teleprompter is my higher source. That's what I'm following.
Tell people out there, there's a sorority called
They're all jokes. It's a big joke.
That's their symbol. They got 500,000 members.
Is she a member?
No, I'm just saying that.
It's a big joke, man. Laughing in your face,
My
Tim.
wife is a member. But my point is, that's a symbol. These Illuminati people are absolutely crazy. They look for this stuff in all these different celebrities. Stop it. Seriously?
Look at his
Ah,
so
where are
Wilmsfront
they
Square.
defending
That's
us?
Illuminati?
Yeah, with the OK sign.
Covering it up.
I'm in the group.
Where are they defending bloody
watching the Beyonce
people who
concert?
just want to bloody do, Japanese people who want to just do peace signs when they get a photo, you know what I mean? Where's the defense? Where's the defense, Tim, when Anastasia Palaszczuk... I mean, I know Anastasia Palaszczuk is like a demonic goblin who, smells like sulfur, but she did that sign. She did that.
Well, you've been near her and smelt it.
Yeah, I went like this. No, dead set, bro. Every time you drive past Queensland Parliament, you can fucking smell it, man. Just smells like sulfur. Smells like the pit of hell. It's all the child sacrifices they do, bro. All the late term abortions.
There was
They're
a
opening
Madonna
up the portal
song
from hell.
called Illuminati on one of her recent albums. And remember that Katy Perry, one of her albums was called Prism, which was released at the same time the NSA's mass surveillance program was revealed by Edward Snowden, also called Prism.
Yeah, they rub it in your face, bro.
I can hear myself again.
Sorry, bro. I went over to my YouTube channel because I'm getting confused in here with all the who's commenting what.
Okay.
On the StreamYard. I'm just like, oh no. I don't know who I should anyway. This is the first time we're dual streaming to dual 2 YouTube channels. This is dual streamed onto the Unshackled and onto Dusty Bogan. Just so that people know. Stop donating all your money to Tim Wilms and give Dusty a bit of taste. I'm getting thirsty here, people. You're here to support my addiction to KFC and beer.
Yeah, but as you established, not just earlier, but the last week, you're trying to increase your fertility. So if you want baby bogans, don't give Dusty money. Give it to me.
He's ripping me off. I'm going to have to sit here and drink like apple juice or fucking some kind of... I was dead set, bro. I was doing holy water beer bongs the other week.
Holy water, isn't that like acid? Like it burns like acid?
It only burns if you're Bill Shorten, Anastasia, Hillary Clinton. I advise these demonic goblins not to drink it, you know what I mean? Because they might burn their throat.
Have we got anything else to... because we're going to wrap up soon because James Fox Higgins, Patriarchy Hour, because Federal Parliament is back this week. The Morrison government and Treasurer Josh Frydenberg, they've now ditched, or it looks like they're going to ditch the promised budget surplus because it's taken a hit with the bushfires and the coronavirus, and they'll either have a balanced budget or a slight deficit. And there was also the Senate motion to condemn Bettina Arndt's comments defending the police officer who got stood down from the murder-suicide investigation. Only Pauline Hanson and Malcolm Roberts voted against the Senate motion, which Senate motions are meaningless. They're basically virtue signaling by politicians. It means we think this is bad, you're very bad, but it has no actual consequence because they're trying to have, even liberal politicians have demanded the Governor General review her member of the Order of Australia.
I just missed that. I was reading the comments section. I'm a terrible co-host. Yeah, so they're blowing the budget deficit plan. And I call that bit. And then Malcolm Roberts and Pauline Hanson voted against the Senate. Was it in the Senate?
Yeah, against the motion to condemn Bettina Arndt.
Ah. Well, I'm telling you what, the only political party I think people should vote for is One Nation. Like, I swear to God, man. What did she say the other day? She'd come out and said they shouldn't be teaching this climate alarmism to children and this gender fluid stuff. Like,
yeah, against the indoctrination of children. It's not just a meaningless motion, it's an actual bill and indoctrination of children, whether it's the safe schools, sexual stuff, gender fluidity, but also the climate indoctrination, because there's kids now going to psychologists with climate anxiety. They're making them go out to all the climate strikes.
There's kids out there who are probably like, the world's going to end in 6 years. I won't even be able to, I won't be 18. I'll never get to taste beer. Or so, I'll never get to smoke a Winnie Blue. I'm like, what a fucking tragic life. We're sending these kids down. I won't legally be able to drink goon. These poor little kids. What are we doing to them, Tim? Filling their heads with all these fucking lies. Planet Earth's still going to be here. Joe Biden and fucking Barack Obama's beachside mansions are going to be here in fucking 10 years' time. I'm telling you that.
And all the other mansions as well.
Oh, just all the coastline, beautiful coastline mansions. All these rich politicians who are wealthy as F from your taxpayer dollars. The fucking waste masters.
The Obamas post-presidency, they bought, was it a $17 million mansion on Martha's Vineyard, which is an island off the state of Massachusetts. So that's clearly not going underwater anytime soon, that island.
Yeah. I've got a feeling that we're actually going to have the ocean levels are going to drop, Tim, you know what I mean? And we're going to get more land. Well, that's my theory. I might as well just fucking... The rate that these people keep buying fucking beach mansions is out of control.
I mean, the world is going to end in 500 million years when the sun explodes.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure by that stage we'll be...
So maybe we need to figure out a way to increase the life of the sun.
Yeah, there's probably some Hollywood movie that's already, come up with that idea. And we can, beer bong again, mofo. Thanks, brother. Yeah.
Oh, you got a super chat on your one?
Yeah, I'm getting some love. Thanks, brother.
Everyone feeling...
Appreciate it.
They're wanting to spread the... That's your... I've seen that name on Telegram.
Yeah.
MKOG. Who is he?
He's on the push-up bandwagon. People are getting amongst the 2020 challenge. Are you going to do any push-ups, Tim? Put some meat on that hairy chest of yours, brother. And then we can wax the shit out of it when I come down to Melbourne. That'd be a good live.
That's another thing. We were talking about men
this
becoming
beer bomb's dedicated to my boy.
We were talking about men becoming more feminized. It seems that there's less hair on men these days. Like if you look at old films and photos and everything, the men are hairy as fuck.
True. The women had hair fetishes. I got a bit of hair here. You can't really see it, but
have you seen the original Beauty and the Beast?
No, I
not the
Emma
Watson one. That Gaston, who's the chauvinist who wants to marry Belle, he's very proud that every inch of his body is covered in hair.
He's like Austin Powers, bro. Just an absolute stud. That's you, Tim Wilms. I see these hairs sticking out.
Still,
Can you grow a beard or you can't grow a beard?
Oh, I can grow a beard. I have to shave every day. I get 5 o'clock shadow.
Because I was taking, I don't know who I was taking the piss out of in my live, and I was like, hairless blokes, Tim Wilms. I think I threw your name out there, but then I reminded myself, I was like, no, Tim's hair is F. I can see his hair's flailing out of his shirt.
Steele, my colleague, he's even more hero than me. When he appeared on, was it the election night live stream? They people in the live chat called him, Teen Wolf. He's way thicker.
Even old mate who you do your trans Tasman talk, he's a hairy bloke too.
Yeah, he's got a beard.
He's got a hairy face on him.
Mm.
There you go. We're bringing back this show, Tim. We're inspiring a bit of bloody testosterone back in the blood of the men.
Oh.
You just surround yourself with hairy people.
People were saying in the live chat on Friday with Kishi Demure, Tim, you should too drag. If I did, I'd probably have that be like, what's that Austrian drag queen who won Eurovision, who has the beard? The name escapes me, but yeah, that's probably what it ended up look like.
You can't trust the drag. You can't trust the drag queen if she doesn't have a beard, Tim. And it's got to be a glitter beard too. You know, it's like gold or silver or something like magical. March into a library and you can fucking start reading Unshackled articles to children.
Well, they'd certainly get a much better education than from a drag queen.
Maybe that's what we should do to the drag queens. We'll just rock up. Instead of being drag queens and not the kids, we'll just be like, we're just donating some literature to the drag queen. Get off me fucking case. We'll just print out some fucking Unshackled articles and...
All right, we might wrap this up now because it's approaching James Fox Higgins' time. I think the dual stream worked well. It was, well, you're a New Zealander, so it was trans Tasman talk in some form tonight.
Yeah, I reckon we did good, mate. Thanks for doing it. Thanks for hitting me up.
Yeah, and thanks for everybody for watching both channels. I got a decent audience on, well, they're streaming to the Unshackled channel, and of course the live replay will be on the Tim Wilms channel, and of course in podcast form as well. And of course, I'll be back tomorrow night with WilmsFront in its regular 7 p.m. time with Kiralee Smith, director of Binary Australia, right before D. Beltran live at 8:30 p.m. Melbourne time.
Sweet. So who's live tomorrow at my 7:30? Who am I undercutting?
I'll be live. I'll be live. Oh no, that would be Dia, because your 7:30 will be 8:30 her time. So
damn, you reckon I should undercut her and do a live or what?
She won't be happy.
She'll crack the shits. I swear we've got to have a bit of a different audience, but we can't have the same people watching. You know what I mean? What do you think? I reckon I'm just going to test the water. See how big this audience is we have.
Oh, well, then I'll come after you as well. This was a sort of truce show tonight.
Yeah, we got to test the waters, you know what I mean? We got to test our metal tonight.
Peter V sent through another super chat, AU $2. Tim, are you doing same-sex doll challenge as well? That's hiding the same-sex dolls in Kmart in different areas of Kmart.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump on board. I'm keeping that to my Telegram. So I just encourage people. You can go to dustybogan.com, or you can find my Telegram link. Go to Dusty Bogan's Mates. I do some exclusive stuff. That's where I'm going to do my push-ups, because I'm doing the 2020 push-up challenge. I'm going to do the doll. What is it called? The
same-sex doll challenge.
Yeah, I'm doing that on Telegram. Get that shit going. We got to pump Telegram. It's freedom of speech, man. Sometimes this. Anyway, I got a beer bong loaded up here. I got to slam this. Thanks everyone for the super chats.
Thank you for watching, everyone. We've got to wait for
that. Was barely a beer bong. Anyway,
right.
we better drop off this live because
James
Higgins will crack this.
Yeah.
All right.
And remember,
cheers, everyone.
Remember, if Harvey Weinstein dies, then he either took a suicide pill or someone slipped a suicide pill in his drink.
It's not equality, everyone. It's just a flat earth. No. All right. Catch us later. God bless.
Bye.